Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today we're talking about bananas and how to select and store bananas when you get them home. Well, when you're choosing bananas at the store, you really need to bear in mind how you intend to use them. If you want bananas right away to be used in a banana bread, you obviously want riper bananas because you're going to get a much better flavor out of your banana bread by using very ripe bananas. So you want ones with a good bit of dark spots on your peel. Now this one actually is not as ripe as I would want in a banana bread to give it the best flavor. So you want to look for ones that are ripe to make a banana bread with. If you want some to eat and you want to hold on to them for a while, you want to look for ones that have some green near both ends of them and that are pretty much a solid yellow, which this one is not, but it was when we bought it. Anyway, you want to look for ones that still have a little bit of green in there and they'll be ready to eat that day or the next day for sure, because they do tend to ripen up pretty quickly. If you want ones that you want to hold on to for a while, then you want ones that are more green, okay? So really you're going to find all three varieties most of the time in the stores. And so it depends upon how long you want to keep them as far as what your objective is in buying them. But no matter what you buy, you want to look for ones that don't have a lot of serious bruises on them. A lot of times you'll see a lot of bruise on the underside here where the bananas are resting. So do look for that. And they might have been banged around some in shipment. So you want to make sure that they don't have some serious bruises on them because you'll be cutting that off when you go to eat it. So you don't want that. Now when you get your bananas home, the best bet is to store them on the kitchen counter away from sunlight and away from a direct heat source for sure, okay? Yeah, they will ripen really fast if they're in some sort of a hot area, so you don't want that. Cold temperatures also. If you've got green bananas, you don't want to put them right away in the refrigerator, okay? They need to be at room temperature. When you refrigerate bananas, it will stop the ripening process. The peels will turn black in the refrigerator, but the flesh of the banana will stay pretty much the same as it was when it went in there. So if you have very green bananas, you want to hold them for a while, don't put them in the refrigerator because they'll never ripen up beyond that stage, okay? So don't refrigerate them unless you want to maintain them at that degree of ripening and expect the peel to turn dark, really dark. Bananas are very, very fragile, believe it or not, even though they have a peel. And when you rest a banana on the counter, like you usually find them in the grocery store, especially if it's a big bunch and they're heavy, they will tend to form a bruise on the bottom side here. So one way to circumvent that is to store the bunch upside down like this, and that will help. A better idea is to invest in a banana hanger. See if you can see the whole thing here. And then of course you would hang your banana bunch on them like that. And I just recently invested in 2 of those, and I can already see that it does make a difference on stopping that bruising that they can get on the bottom when it's a heavy bunch and when they sit there for any length of time. One banana like this, probably not an issue. But when you have a bunch of them together and they're heavy, the ones on the bottom are going to get bruised. Now another thing that you can do right away when you get them home, if you want to prolong the life of the bananas and slow down the ripening process, is to wrap the stem ends in plastic wrap as soon as you get them home. Now I only have 2 bananas here, but usually you're going to have a whole bunch. Just wrap the whole thing right away. Why do that? Bananas release their ethylene gas from the stem end, and that gas promotes the ripening of the bananas. So if you don't want them to ripen really fast, if you wrap them tightly in plastic wrap, it will slow down the release of that gas. Nothing you do is going to make them last forever. That's just not going to happen. Freezing them is your best bet to make them last the longest. But this will help to keep them ripening, but just at a slower pace. If you want to speed up the ripening of your bananas, put them in a paper bag. You have several options here. You can just put them by themselves in a paper bag, close it up, keep it away from sunlight and a heat source, and that will allow that ethylene gas that they release to promote the ripening that much faster. If you want to further speed up that ripening process, you could also put an avocado and or an apple in the bag with the bananas, and they also will release ethylene gas, and that will further speed up the ripening process of those bananas. Do watch them closely because you don't want them to get overripe, or then, unless you want them overripe, or then you may be unhappy with your process. Well, I do hope this helps you out. This is Judi at Judi in the Kitchen. Bye for now.